It's a callback for
Okay,
a joke.
so we're live now, guys. But
Oh.
what are you playing? Can you play it right?
Croqueta chat.
Me too. Rock and roll. Croqueta chat is back. I am Louis. I'm with Michelle. My
Princess
producer
Peach,
Mike.
actually.
Joe and Ian, say what's up to everybody.
Hey! What's going on?
Thank you so much for coming on. All right, question. What am I?
Well, you're Lizzo, of course.
Great answer.
Yes,
There we go.
So, obviously, Michelle's Princess Peach, and I'm Bowser, the Jack Black version. He did a video, the song Peaches. Mike, you have a picture of Jack Black?
I'm sure everybody got
no, let me get it. I'll
no, that's the whole point. Like, it was so bad. So it was the song went viral, right? It was very popular because of the movie Super Mario Brothers, and it was a hit. Peaches, right? That song, and I knew the adults in the party were not gonna get it because it's like popular for the kids. You know, it was funny for the kids, and I see so no adult knew what I was. I see two kids walk in.
He was so excited.
Mario and Luigi walked into the party. These kids were 10 years old. And I go, "What's up, Mario and Luigi? You know who I am?" They looked at me. They were like, "Nope."
You know what I mean?
Bro, I was so sad, dude. It was just like, I'm just here looking like, I don't know, some death metal version of Prince. And nobody recognizes me. But whatever, guys. How was your Halloween party? So I know you guys were in LA doing a Halloween party. Tell everybody what you were dressed as.
Well, night one we were trolls, and then
we did twice. Night one we were trolls with like the original troll doll, which is the giant like neon hair,
yeah,
and of course.
We gated up,
and that was fun. And then last night we were tell them about the video.
We were there's like a big meme right now on TikTok. It's like gone viral the last like 2 weeks, but it's like a Harry Potter.
Yes!
Joe was like a ratchet Ron Weasley.
Yes!
Nice. With his shake and go wig that came on Amazon like 3 hours before we had to leave.
Did anybody say you look like Jeffrey Dahmer?
They were thinking it.
They were definitely.
That's great, guys. That's great.
Well, we also had a great time. And Mike, I actually sent Michael a clip of last night. I don't know if you could pull it up, Michael.
Oh, I gotta pull it up. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up for you.
It's okay. What were you talking about?
It's so good.
Oh God.
Work!
Guys, we're here for Joe and Ian. We're not here to show videos of me twerking at a Halloween party. Come on. What is? You didn't tell me you were gonna do this in the pre-show meeting.
I did it.
Sneaky
Wait, the cut
producer.
to Michelle is the best part. I love that.
Yeah. I know him.
Listen, he always does that at a party and always ends up dancing. And it's so funny because when we were on the race, when we would get dancing challenges, they would get upset because Lewis was a dancer, but he's really not.
Yeah.
But he really is.
Everybody thought I was a professional dancer. Like, no, I'm not a professional. I just like to boogie. Joe and Ian, guys. So I know why you guys got in last place this episode. I'll tell you why. You know, I'm gonna be very tough on you guys. I'll tell you why. It's because you were way too in shape and way too fit. If you would have gotten,
I like that.
If Todd and Ashley would have gotten to that board before you guys, they would have been stuck there. You would have gone to the doll detour, and you guys would have proceeded and probably got like 5th or 6th place. 100%. But no, you guys had to be so in shape.
Yep.
And beat them to the board.
That's the race we won. The foot race with Todd and Ashley.
The foot race to our demise.
And you guys got a little lost there. Is that right? You guys went like down an alley and went back
we
and
went the wrong way.
I mean, we were running so fast, we went right past it.
Oh my
the
God.
palace was like this massive maze with like
Yes.
no signage. So
Yeah.
oh wait, so you had no arrows or nothing.
mm-mm.
wow.
I think it was a tiny one.
Really? Yeah, we probably missed it. We missed a lot of those.
You probably definitely missed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because they always got something for some sort of way to lead you guys, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Sometimes they want to trick you. That detour, guys, was insane. Like it was really hard. Just the differences. Looking at that detour, that board. Like the final thing that got you guys was that sash. That on TV you could barely see it.
Barely see it. I mean, coming into the race, we knew that there was going to be a lot of attention to detail, but that was just a different tier of attention
level.
to detail. It was so hard.
And the pieces were scattered all throughout this like massive complex, and there was one area that we just didn't uncover. And so like that ultimately is what had that one piece, because we had made like quite a few laps around that place looking for different green pieces, but never came across this one room, which was little hidden.
But it was huge. From watching it, it seemed huge. Like you guys were running all over the place.
Yeah, and you could only carry one at a time. If it was wrong, you have to go and bring it back to where you found it before getting a new one. Also, like,
did you see us get attacked by those monkeys?
No, you got attacked?
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was a smaller clip, but what? It was more to that.
Dude, they were fighting right above us, like not like play fighing. They were like trying to kill each other, and then they just fell like within like two feet
at
of
our
us.
mural. They
Like at our workstation. We were like, I'm not trying to get bit by a monkey.
Yeah, it's on the episode. It's a short clip, but it's on there. It was
crazy.
wild.
That is wild. That is wild. So, a question about the rules for that detour. You had to. So, whatever image you got, you had to take it back to its spot before picking up another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God,
obviously, you guys know this, but they don't tell you what's wrong. They just tell you that it is wrong.
Correct.
And there's like 10 or 12 pieces that you've now put on the board that all have these like very minuscule differences in them. So you're like, damn, is that the right one?
But it's not even just the pieces. There's so many variables with that detour because you have all the pieces on the mural. Then you have this whole garb situation that we had to put on, including headpieces, the jewelry, like the nose ring. And then you had the pose. You had to pose correctly. So those all three different things, we never knew which we were messing up. So we kept thinking we were wearing clothes wrong. Yeah. Like the bracelets weren't fitting over Ian's hands. So we were like, is that it?
At one point I was like, Joe, it's not us. They're like, it's got to be something like not obvious, but like it's got to be something with these pieces.
Yeah.
Like it cannot be that we have our sash not fully taut. Like,
that can't be it. It can't be that specific. It has to be something that meets the eye, something that you could see, but you're just missing, right? And it happened to us in Italy. It was where was it? Where were we? We were in Ronda, Spain. And the sash had like this little texture on it. The shawl, had a little texture on it that we missed. The hard part about us was, you guys had that board there where you could look at the difference between the two images, but you guys had to run. It was more a physical task, and you guys had a lot more things to see. And I noticed that I thought each team had the same board, kind of just different colors. But no,
they were very similar.
They were similar.
It was an equal playing field for sure.
It was
maybe
equal, but
not equal detours.
Not equal detours.
No, not at all.
Exponentially harder.
For sure was like equal. I think Greg and John were the only ones that like got it rather quickly. I would say the majority of the cast, it took anywhere between like an hour and an hour and a half.
Wow.
Whereas the dolls was like 20 minutes.
And the smaller like complete mural picture was probably even smaller than like a MacBook screen. It was pretty small.
Not a MacBook screen.
And like it wasn't easy to see what it was because it was so small and it was kind of like a little blurry, a little washed out. So it was tough. It was tough to compare the little picture to the big mural.
Yeah. What was that?
I've got a question here from Luke. He says the question is why nobody seems to double check between the pieces and the smaller picture before putting it in the big mural. But I'm assuming you guys are doing that, right? They're just not showing it on the episode.
It would be like the difference between like one guy had like 3 little pearls on his ear and one would have like 2.5. You know what I mean? So it was like, and the tough part for me anyway, because I'm old, is that this little picture that like your answer key was like Joe was saying was like pretty small, but this life-size portrait was massive. So you're like looking at like the little picture, like, is that 2 earrings or is it 3 earrings? I can't really tell.
On TV, you couldn't tell at all.
Yeah, you couldn't. We paused it.
Like
we
even
kept
more.
comparing it.
Yeah, Morgan and Lena, they had a medallion in one of their pictures, and you could not see that. Like I paused it, and you just can't see it on TV. It was very difficult.
We watched the episode with Morgan, and every time it cut to her, and the guy was like, "No." She was like, I still don't know what we got wrong.
She still can't see it.
By the way,
that judge.
Lewis was saying this all night long. Go.
No.
No.
The tea
walks
was
away.
that Morgan and
I
Rena
think
were
I have
there
it
at
here.
the
Hold on.
portrait for almost 2 hours, then went to the dolls and still finished before us.
Yeah. How much of a lead did they have before after the roadblock, after the balancing of the head?
They had a pretty good lead because I think they did fairly well on the pot dance.
They were third out.
I really didn't.
They were third out, so
Yeah.
they probably had a good.
Oh
Like,
shit!
Here's an example,
That's
right?
funny.
Wait.
She still has no idea. So there's a little dot right on the bottom left, dude. There's a dot that you could barely point
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah,
And that
that's
was
right.
the medallion that they got.
I mean,
So they-
see, look, okay, the banjo, fine, they should have gotten that, but like that
That's bad.
dot,
They
That
fixed
dot
that
is
afterwards.
crazy.
Yeah, the same sash. I think that got you guys, or similar, different direction, and then the tail of the guy's turban, if that's
Yeah.
what it's called.
Yep.
So it was hard, dude.
Hard.
It was hard.
Very unbalanced detour.
Was
Very
there
unbalanced.
any point where you guys wanted to switch?
No, because you know what's crazy? When Morgan and Lena left, we were like, because they had been there so long, we were like, oh, they got it. Like, we didn't know they switched detours. If we would have known they switched detours, we probably would have considered it. But we were like, man, if this one's this hard, Dolls is also going to be hard. And we had already thought that Dolls was potentially hard. And that's why, obviously, we didn't choose it. But I was like, man, I wish we would have considered it.
Yeah, how long were you guys there for?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half, probably.
Probably.
And how long was the ride to the pit stop? How long was that
The ride to the pit stop was
ending?
probably somewhere between 15 and 20
minutes.
That's a long ride.
That's a
It
long
was a
way.
long ride. Yeah,
That's-
it was a long ride.
It is as close as it looked on TV. It was 10 times closer than that. It was like we were, because this was long, windy road going down the mountain to the pit stop.
Yeah,
We were literally behind Morgan and Lena the whole time. So we were like,
that's insane.
damn, if as soon as we get to any point where we can pass them, we couldn't pass them because it was such a narrow, windy road. The second we get down to town, it's like game on. And as you could see in the episode, like we legit passed them at one point.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's-
as racers, you never want to be in that situation. But for TV, I was loving it. 'Cause I
It was
was on
stressful.
the tip of my seat, and the
Yeah,
whole
that-
entire
yeah.
time I was thinking that you guys were gonna make it. I was like, they're gonna stop somewhere, and Joe and Ian are way faster, so it's gonna be a foot race. And I thought
Exactly.
Morgan and Lena were done.
And it came down.
We were,
to the
Michelle, we
rickshaw
thought
driver.
the same thing.
we were ready for a foot race.
We were like, if we can get there even like 2 or 3 seconds behind them, like pull up at the same time, we'll
we
win in
got,
the
we
foot
got it.
race.
Yeah.
So we were like a little bit confident until they like spliced off and they into oncoming traffic and like up a side street until they spliced off. As soon as they spliced off, we got stuck. At that
I mean,
red
their
light.
rickshaw driver out of nowhere was just like gone, and then we knew.
Yeah.
Luck of the draw with drivers,
For
man.
real.
You just
Oh,
never
bro.
know.
You win some, you lose some. You guys know that.
It was crazy.
Wow.
Like, there's a shot in the episode where it's of Morgan and Lena in their rickshaw, and you kind of see us emerge behind them in the
Yep.
background, like trying to get our rickshaw. So right from the very top of the temple, the race was on. Like it was. completely
That's
on.
when it got really good. I saw you guys behind. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
on.
Yeah,
And
Mike.
you-
Like we thought they were already gone. Like we had no idea they were even still in it. We thought they had left 30 minutes prior when they finished Portrait. We didn't know they switched the detour. So when we saw them, we were
that's
like,
right.
oh shit.
Yeah, we
Like,
thought we were gonna potentially race Jeremy and Liam because they left the murals probably like 2-ish minutes before us.
So
And
the last 3 or 4 teams got all their
Wow.
within minutes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Like I would say under 3 minutes, we were all 3 at the mat.
yeah,
That's insane.
So
But-
we have Will and James in the chat. So hi to Will and James, and he's saying not all my favorites.
All right, so Ian, let's talk about your weird shaped head because
Yes, let's talk
I
about
have
it.
the
Big
same
big
issue.
brain.
I got the same issue.
He has a comb
I
head.
used to have a very low fade when I was in high school. Try to be a tough kid, and I had this cone right here. Thank God I decided to let my hair grow out, and it takes away from that ugly shape. So I got the same issue there. So that roadblock, man, tell me about it. How long were you there for? Like,
It
and
was-
how many attempts did you have?
It was rough. I didn't take too many attempts with this because
Mhm.
I practiced for a long time because I wanted to get the dance down, and Joe still gives me a hard time about that. But when we got to that
I would too.
roadblock, the only clue we had was like who can balance or who's ready to balance. And we were standing in front of this group of elephants, and we were the first ones up there, so we had like no idea like what was coming. And part of our strategy going into the race is we kind of divvied up tasks.
Mhm.
And so I would do anything animals. Joe makes fun of me. He's like, "You're from Ohio. You do
Ohio things, like farms, animals.
You do the farm stuff." So I was like, "Oh, I'm about to do something with this elephant. Like, go, like, let's go." I rip it
Animal
open,
whisper.
balance box on your head and learn a traditional Indian dance. And I'm like,
Got it.
this.
And
is
Joe,
a-
did you wish Joe that you would have done it? Are you a better dancer?
No.
I don't think I could have done it any better, but you probably wish I did do it. It was tough.
He has
It
a
was
better head.
It was definitely tough.
Yeah, maybe my head was more equipped to balance.
So I
Okay,
This-
is what I want to talk about.
Mhm.
I really loved how Annalie did it. So, Ian, I'm gonna go a little bit on you as well. The thing with the race is you're not supposed to get something perfect because you gotta let the judge you for what it is,
Mhm.
you know. And then what happened to me, we talked about it before, but when we did the challenge with the yodeling,
Yeah.
there was a line, and I ended up getting that in 2 attempts. But since I had to wait for that line,
Yeah.
it was I learned like the minimal that I had to learn. I got in that line and I was practicing in that line. So I love the technique that Annalie did. She learned it what she had to learn and then went straight to being first in line because she does it once, she does it twice, then goes back in the line, practices it more, and then goes in. Obviously, it's different when you're inside the race, so you can't.
She had
go
the
back
right
to it.
strategy for sure. I couldn't agree with you more, Michelle. She definitely had the right strategy.
I mean, in Thailand, when we did the sword dancing detour,
Mhm.
we used that strategy because they had a
Yes.
practice ground with the wooden stick, and we were supposed to like keep practicing there. But we were like, let's ditch the wooden stick, let's use the real sword, and let's get into this gazebo thing and start
Mhm.
actually attempting. And so we
Love
attempted
that.
a few times until we got it right. But I mean, the key difference is we could just keep going and going, reattempting with no
because
line.
nobody was there.
Yeah.
Sheridan and Alexandra were
Yeah.
there, but they weren't attempting.
They weren't attempting. The tough thing for me is like when I was doing those practices, Michelle, I
Mhm.
couldn't keep the pots on my head for longer than 3 seconds.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Yeah.
what I didn't know then that I quickly, to your point, what I quickly realized when I got up to the performance area, there was so much wind where we were because it was an open space. But in the performance area, it was all tented, so there was no wind. So,
Gotcha.
I knew this because I was where that was.
oh, you just have all the information, don't you?
In my head.
Were they heavy?
Come on.
No, they're not heavy, which like made it even more challenging because the wind would be like pop.
Oh, they just fall over so easy.
Gotcha.
But I
So-
feel like if it was heavier, it would have been easier.
maybe.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
probably.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was easier to have 5 pots, but the 5 pots that the ladies had,
That's
the
crazy.
demonstrators had, that's crazy. But I feel like also that's like a little bit more weighted. I would have been so screwed, dude. My
You would have.
I would've been
Oh,
so
eliminated.
screwed.
We
Yeah.
wouldn't have seen the detour.
There was also an element of difficulty when like the actual dancers next to you who you're trying to mimic weren't all doing the same dance.
Are you
So it was
kidding
like,
me?
which one am I supposed to be following, or do I not pay attention to them and only do what I practiced?
Yeah.
So that was confusing.
But
Yeah, what I had a dance challenge when we had our first dance challenge. I asked the guy, "How do I end?" And he tells me like, "Oh, however you want." And I think that's what kept making me do the mistakes.
That's
And I
right.
had no idea. So I basically had to look at the dancers around me to figure it out. Because
Right.
sometimes you get a bad instructor, or it's all a little bit of luck on the race.
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
right.
Totally.
For sure.
All right, so we have a new segment. Joining in, you guys are the first guests to be on this segment that we're having.
Hell yeah.
And this segment is called My Mind.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I can't. Now you-
So this segment, I'm gonna have 3 topics because these 3 topics have my mind racing. And now I'm gonna have these topics in an order, A, B, or C. And I'm gonna have Joe and Ian pick A, B, or C. The 3 topics are Morgan and Lena, good or not so good team?
I haven't heard
topic.
these yet. I haven't heard
It's
these
not
yet.
that bad.
Social game strategy. And last topic is best team, Annalie and Steve or Rob and Corey. Joe and Ian, no wait, you can't say which topic. You gotta give me A, B, or C.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
we get to pick one.
They don't know which one.
Okay, got it.
Oh, so it's arbitrary.
Yeah, just pick A, B, or C.
See.
C. That topic is
Oh my god.
social game strategy. So let's talk about this. All right.
Oh, God.
So, social game strategy. This season on The Amazing Race is the season that your social game has to be on point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the U-turn vote.
Blind
Usually, yeah. So U-turn, right? Thanks, guys. You're all right. The U-turn vote. Okay. Way different from prior seasons. Usually you turn depending on what position you are in the race. If you're in the beginning leg, if you're in the front, you usually don't U-turn anybody, right? If you're in the back, you have to U-turn somebody to keep that team in last place behind, right?
Yep.
Completely different this season. Your social game has to be on point.
Mhm.
All right. The one season where you probably did not need a social game at all was our season. They told us from the beginning there are no U-turns. So it was great because I feel like everybody, there was no ass kissing or nothing like that. Everybody
Yeah.
was themselves, which is
Yep.
cool. But to be honest, my hair's in my way. You have to be a little bit more strategic with how you talk to people. That's
Sure.
why I don't agree with Robin and Chelsea's strategy of what they're doing in this leg. All right, Mike,
What's up?
ask me, Mike. Where's the clue box? Lewis, where's the clue box? Go ahead, Mike.
Lewis, where's it? I can't find the clue box. Lewis, where's the clue box? Wait, Lewis,
All right.
really? You got, come
All
on,
right.
dude. Come on. Help me out.
Mike, ask me again. Where's the clue box?
Lewis, where's the clue box?
Hey, right that way. You got it, bro. You got it. Good job.
Dude.
Out.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
U-turn you. I'm not gonna U-turn you.
Exactly. You have to be a little nicer to people when
Oh, yeah.
you're doing this.
But what
Yeah, I
you
don't
didn't
agree.
see, Lewis, what you didn't see is there were a group of teams, I think, that were already angling to U-turn Robin and Chelsea anyway.
Ooh, okay.
So
Oh, we need more details. We need. You
I
gotta
don't
back it
know
up. You gotta
that-
back it up.
I don't know that tilted anybody's decision. And I'm not
But it was
gonna-
already because of that, right? Because
but
Mhm.
there was social game, I think, in their decision to do that.
Well, we saw Todd and Ashley talking about that they were already going to go towards Robin and Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
And then we also saw some people talking about Annalie and
Steve.
Steve because they're doing so well. But then you also, if I heard this in another podcast, you also have Greg and John who are really good,
I would have used
but
Greg and
they're riding
good.
in like the middle. They're really good,
Yeah.
but they're in that
John.
back
They're really
point
sneaky,
of-
but they're sneaky good. I know they're
Yeah.
good.
So those were the 4 teams that everyone was discussing. prior.
Oh,
For
okay.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like Robin and Chelsea were a target because of, they're tough girls. Okay. Yes.
They're
Are
not
they?
warm. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is,
they were probably our closest ally, believe it or not.
really interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
We
So-
spent a good amount of time with them early on, so we just
Mhm.
got to learn about their backstories and like really learn about who they are as people.
A lot of
Yeah.
airport time together.
Yeah, a lot of
Of
airport,
course.
and that just like gets you close right off the bat. So
Yeah, and no knock to them. Like, are they on the line of being the villain of the season, closer to that villain title? Absolutely. But what I don't like is how people attack them for being a villain, because those girls are tremendous. What they went through, what Robin went through, about her being a widow, fighting cancer, losing all that weight. These women are amazing, right?
amazing, yeah,
for sure.
totally
Both
amazing.
bad girls, and their social game is terrible, which has given them this target of getting
Totally.
U-turn. That's why
Yeah.
we have this topic of social game strategy.
Well, Will and James says, y'all, social strategy on the race is not a thing, and don't even mention the A word.
What's the A word? Oh, alliance.
Alliance.
I get it, James. I get it. Yeah, social. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was huge on his season.
Yeah, the alliance season for sure.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we were
meet him-
trying to be like very chill with everybody, and I think we did like a pretty good job at that. I will say, coming in like last place to LAX definitely helped our case.
Helped
We're
our
like,
case.
and no way anybody's U-turning us.
Yeah.
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 So, who would you guys have
Yeah.
U-turned?
Let's keep this going.
Stephen
Hypothetically.
Italy. Yeah, we were doing a little campaigning.
We were.
Okay.
We were. I mean, when we got, this is a story. When we got to the mat in India, our elimination, Phil, we were on the mat with Morgan and Lena and Jeremy and Liam, and Phil was like, "Oh, what sort of parting words do you have for these other two teams who are on the mat?" And without missing a beat, Ian's like, "Oh,
Let me
you
tell
turned
you."
Stephen Annalise on the mat."
It's so funny because you would never think you would ever U-turn a father and daughter, or like a
Right?
mother and son. Like that would
Michelle,
not be in the idea of it.
we slept on them all through orientation, all through the first leg, and then after the first leg, we were like, "Oh,
Clocked.
Yeah.
they're good." What you
Yeah.
didn't see is homegirl Annalie, on top of like being sweet and beautiful, she's also a hustler. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
girl,
She was hustling
working.
hard.
Working
Yeah.
nonstop.
Did you
I
guys
was-
know we knew Annalie before she went on the season?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't
Yes.
play.
Yes.
Like, she was there
Yeah.
to play that game.
Yeah, we met her on vacation. We went to Punta Cana, DR, and we were just there at the bar, at the pool. Met her, met Steve, met her family.
No,
No
way.
way.
And that was
Yeah.
that was back in 2018.
Hey, but
and
Lewis,
then-
Michelle, real talk. Did you guys tell them how to be so fiery on the show for this season?
No,
Did
so
you
I was
guys give them
telling-
all that
I was
advice?
telling Lewis that I saw her as this sweet. We used to call her like Annalie Cargyle. They used
Yes.
to be, well, that's her
Right?
her family
Yeah.
name. But we're like Annalie Cargyle. She's so sweet.
Yeah, we had no
Sweet and
idea
Southern.
she was this.
She's so sweet. But like,
Yeah.
I would
But
get up to go to
it's
the bathroom
Texas.
on like a 19-hour Thailand flight, and homegirl would be in the back with the flight attendants, like, "So tell me what you know about Thailand." And like taking notes. I'm like, "Oh, this girl is like ready to go."
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you get right next to her and be like, "Yeah, tell us"?
Yeah, and then in LAX she bought this book on Thailand, and she was like walking around to the other team. She was like, "I have this book of information on Thailand. I'll give it to you for 30 minutes, and
For
it's-
$10.
It's gonna cost you $10."
Wait. And then when she was done doing that with all the teams, she went and returned the book to
Get out of here!
girl.
No,
was
she
so
She had the receipt in her
fucking-
pocket.
She is so smart and so like strategic. Like, homegirl was there.
Hold on. Speaking of bad social game strategy, she was gonna charge like give you the
I
book
know,
for 30
for real.
minutes, bro.
At least be like, you gotta help me out in a challenge if I'm ever stuck or something.
Oh, man.
Don't U-turn me.
Yeah.
No, no,
I-
no.
Yeah, I think I heard that she.
Play.
We have two comments here. Todd's digging your vibe, Lewis. He agrees social game is very important. And then we have Will and James saying, "You turning moms is off limits to Will and I."
Yes, yeah. I mean, they're still a very strong team, but yeah, I think I would have gone Greg and John. Greg and John, I think they were in the middle of the pack, got behind on a certain leg just because of bad luck with drivers. and they're a very physically strong team. I think that would have been a target. But I think we'll see next episode who gets U-turned. Speaking of Annalie and Steve, let's get to my next topic. In my mind is
oh god,
racing.
Here we go again. I feel like I'm in a game
show. Who is the best team of the season? Steve and Annalie or Rob and Corey? Because Rob and Corey have been in the front of the pack every single leg. And yes, we did see a weakness in Rob and Corey this episode where, Corey couldn't balance some stuff on his head either. All right, whatever. But there's not a lot of balancing stuff. But can we make an argument that Rob and Corey are also maybe the best team? I think we all just talked about it, agreed with Steve and Annalie is probably the best team.
Yeah, you go first, and then
No, they said Steve and Annalie pretty much.
Well, I mean, do you guys have any other comments about that?
Or any other team that you think is the best team of the season?
Here's what Rob and Corey had going for them. The thing about Rob is like, you really can't communicate with him that well, obviously, right? And so, but in his world, he is distraction free, right? Yeah. He doesn't have all of these things going on, so he has this ability to just focus on the objective and get it done, and that is it, right?
And also super talented.
Yeah, he's super talented.
He was at that Lotus Challenge, and he was like, bop, 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 bop. And they were like, all right, you're good. And I'm like, wait, what? It was crazy.
Insane. He is a great competitor. And Corey, them two together, man, I love their relationship. They're awesome together. And
so here's my opinion.
And seeing them last place, I was just like, oh my God, why am I crying so much this season? Like I can't see them go like this. Another team in my top 3 that's gonna go home right now. Like I was nervous about that.
So I'm biased because I love Annalie because we know her. But Rob and Corey, I'm obsessed with because even though they were on the bottom, the positivity that they both had in the story of his dad being a high school teacher and just positivity being towards the end and just thugging it through and not even thinking about being last, just going through it. I actually love this episode because it made me love them even more.
Yeah, like they are incredibly close. And Corey will tell you his dad is his best friend. And I think it's the sweetest thing on the planet. They're ride or dies. And Corey was telling us, like, even when they play family games at home, everybody's angling for second place because Rob's going to win. Like every family game, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's the first time he's learned it. Rob's going to win. So like the joke in their family is that like, who's angling for second place? Because first.
So is Rob and Corey going to be at the finale too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hug them.
How about Liam and Jeremy? Liam and Jeremy are going, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Liam and Jeremy's
all right. I got a quick hot take. Quick hot take. All right, hot take. So my top 3 was Joe and Ian. They were my first, right? It's you guys. I'm so sorry. I love you guys so much. And then it was Jocelyn and Victor, right? They did hot right off the gate, and I was so excited.
They're on fire.
And next was Liam and Jeremy.
So wait, you had Liam and Jeremy too?
Liam and Jeremy was my number 3.
Yes.
So at this rate,
holding on to
I feel really bad for Liam and Jeremy. They might get kicked out next episode.
I love Jeremy's humor behind this. So Mike, can you pull up some memes that we saw in Jeremy's social?
Jeremy's memes are perfection. I read those every single one.
So, this one's hilarious. Jeremy absolutely fighting demons on the dance and balancing challenge. On the bottom, it says, Liam, your smile is so psychotic, bro. WTF. This is awesome. Next meme.
Yeah, he had that Jeffrey Dahmer smile on.
Yes, Joe with a wig. So Liam and Jeremy's hopes of ever doing good, and it's the Will Smith and Chris Rock and getting smacked by Phil. It says next
dead last.
Dead last. This one's awesome. This is about the clown. Maybe if I work really hard, communicate really well with my partner, keep my composure during challenges, then I will make top 5 in Amazing Race, and Phil won't shit on me every time I get to the mat. Gosh, I love their humor behind this. Next one, Mike. This is my favorite. You guys know this one.
You guys got to talk about this.
You guys know this one. Yes, this one says our sun. It has the weights of different stars in the planet. Our sun, neutron stars, black holes, and the last one that the thing that weighs the most in the universe, a Vietnamese mattress.
But you guys were
I stand by it. It's science, and you can't argue with science.
Yeah.
you guys were hitting everybody on the street too. It was like you're hitting this person, hitting that person.
Yes.
So bad. We were just knocking into these local vendors, and they didn't know what was going on. It was mayhem, absolutely mayhem.
Yes.
Especially when we were
Yes.
carrying food.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was hilarious when Joe was like, okay, so we're taking 2 more, right? And Ian is like, nope, 1.
Whoa. Oh,
That was next to me, Mike.
Here we go.
And this one's me and Michelle. Literally, Jeremy got into my bedroom, bro. Her. I bet he's thinking about other women. Me turned around, not looking at Michelle. Him. Why do Liam and Jeremy keep finishing last and still dab up each other like they got first place?
they're hype on that. match.
Wait, this is the best part
Yes.
about them, though. Their energy, like their
It's insane.
dynamic, is infectious. It was so great to be around them because no matter what they were doing, no matter how poorly they were doing, they were just like, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. They had like Afghanimals energy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh
Always
yes.
positive, always here to play the game.
Yes, they got 8th place. Yeah! Whoa! Shots at the bar on me, guys. Guys, your
Bro,
last
that was sick. That was sick, bro.
Is there any more memes, Mike? Was that the last one?
No, that was the last one.
All right. All right. Michelle has some stuff she wants to share. What you got,
Yeah, I got my funniest moments of the show.
Ooh.
So
baby? We came prepared today. We did.
I know we
We did a
did.
pre-show meeting today. We
We
never do
did.
one of those.
One of the things that they didn't air was when everybody was coming back from the Lotus Flower roadblock. You can like see a person way in the distance. You see a boat. You're not sure who it
You can
is.
hear
Like,
the boat.
so we're like, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And once they come into view, you're like, oh, it's Ashley. And like everyone starts cheering or whatever. And so when it was finally Ian, I start going crazy. I start cheering, and he is just, I'm getting nothing from him. I'm getting absolutely nothing from him. The boat gets close enough. I'm like, what? Like, tell me what happened. He was like, we're taking a penalty. I couldn't. Every time I tried to tie the leaves around, they would fall over. They would rip. Like, there's nothing I could do. We're taking a penalty.
what?
And
Joe's like,
I'm-
how long's the penalty? And I'm like, I think it's like 4 hours.
literally, the boat's in the
Like,
water. I'm following
full
along on the
despair.
lands, like trying to understand and compute this new information.
Low-key ready to strangle me.
And then, of course, he pulls out the clue right away. I literally
Oh my god, yes!
Yo, Ian, you're an asshole.
I love it.
fall to the ground, just like on the grass. Just like, oh,
I
my
love this.
God.
Damn,
I'm
I wish
with
they
it.
would have showed that.
That would have been great TV. How
It
can they not
would've.
show that, bro? You got 90 minutes.
I know,
to
you
show
have an
that.
hour and a half.
I know.
Oh
I
my
like that's
God.
the camera person in the boat too. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna play a dirty trick on Joe. You just gotta roll with it. Like hid the clue, and I just looked so somber coming up, and he just like freaked out. It was real.
Oh, Ian, quick question. Did you think that he would get like pissed and upset at you?
Oh.
No, Joe's really not. Like, he seems like he's a nice person and that he'd be really
Yeah.
understanding. Did you think he was gonna get really mad?
I thought I expected the exact reaction that I got from him.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm very, very difficult to anger, to get mad, and doing a penalty. That was never an option for us at all,
Yeah.
ever. So like that's why I didn't understand it.
Yeah,
Like I was like,
I mean, we went into the
No.
race saying like we're gonna do everything and we're gonna like make sure that we complete everything. We're never gonna take a penalty. Just
Ever.
'cause That's crazy.
Is there anything else that they didn't show that you guys wish they did?
what else didn't they show? I don't know.
Or is
Yeah.
there something that they showed that you were a little embarrassed about, or you didn't like that they showed it?
I was glad. I felt like
I actually think that our edits treated us well on our way to LAX because it
Really?
was like there was a lot of us lost.
guys, it was like me adjusting the rearview mirror so I could see Joe, and I'd be like, directions to figure out directions.
Wait, there was another thing they didn't show was on our way in Thailand. Leg one was tough for me navigating. Leg.
Yeah.
We were on our way to the park that did the sword dancing.
Ugh.
We went to the completely wrong park at
Oh
first.
no.
One was massive, like multiple football fields big, and I'm like, Ian, let's run around the whole thing to make sure that this isn't the right place.
And I'm literally running behind him. I'm like, Joe, you're not going to make it this difficult to find a detour. This is not it. He's like, a little bit further. And I'm like, I'm about to pass out.
That's what happened to us in France.
Yeah.
We were with Derek and Claire. We were
Oh
going to
my
the
gosh,
rugby
yes.
football field, and parking lot B by the stadium, it said in the clue. We see a fence, a big old B on it. We park, we get out of this car, we start. I chest bump Derek. Yeah, we made high five, everybody. Let's go. We're running and we're running to this field and we don't see shit. There's
No,
no
I think I
flags.
saw a random flag and I'm like, I think that's red and yellow.
I think that was
random,
yeah, it was like the referee offsides flag when they play soccer. it was like what the? And we were like cracking up at the fact we were celebrating at being in the wrong spot. But yeah, all right.
that would have been great TV too.
Yes.
Another funny little thing that didn't really come across was like when you're in the hotel rooms between the legs, there's like very, very few things that you could watch on TV, as you guys know.
Yeah.
So one of those things happened to be SNL, and there was this SNL skit where there's like the talk show, and all they do is say "girl" to each other. They're like "girl,
girl.
girl." The next day, we were with all the teams, and Philly Johns. They were like talking about something about a bug, or like freaking out, and we were like "girl," and they turned right back to us, and they were like "girl." They had watched the episode too, and then like for the rest of the season, we just kept saying "girl" anytime we saw each other. Girl.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Which, Mike, you should pull up the clip because it's one of my funniest moments of the pink team. It's Andrea and Melina, right? Okay. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. So they're in the car jamming out, and then Todd and Ashley are like, "Hey guys," what did Todd and Ashley say?
Like, yeah, you did. Hey,
Stay
behind us.
Stay behind
us. Stay behind us, okay?
We'll stick together. We'll stick together. Rolls out the window, and she's like, we're going forward. We're going forward.
That was a good clip.
They are just so funny to me.
Those girls
They
are
are ridiculous people. They are so
Amazing.
hilarious, nonstop laughter with them. I can't handle
All
it.
your cast is incredible.
Yeah.
And then
we love the
I don't have a video of this, but since Todd and Ashley are in the chat, I'm going to say one real quick. I just added it right now.
Yeah.
It was funny because in the dance challenge, when Ashley finally learns it, she's going up to do it. And he's like, "You got this, girl. You got," or something like that. And Ashley's like, "Why don't you do it?" Or, "I want to see you try and do it." And I was like, wait, that was motivation. And she's just like, "How about you do it then?"
Yeah, she clapped back. She was like,
Todd and Ashley had some really,
So
really funny little quips to each other, like that highlight their relationship. I loved every
Love
one
it.
of them. They're so
Love it.
funny.
Yes.
Love it.
Then we got Corey, Mike. I've never seen someone run so fast in my life after
Look at
doing
her.
a challenge. And run.
Out.
yeah, he was Gandhi. Gandhi.
You know, they had no idea what position they were in. Unless they could see the other teams at the other detour. I'm not sure if you can, but in his mind,
Yeah.
it's his fault, you
Yeah.
know, that he got last, like they're in last right now.
Yeah.
So he's giving every ounce of energy in that run. And that
Yeah.
was great.
Yes.
And he was
Have any more?
shocked.
Yeah, I have.
To hear his
Yeah.
placement, and he was like shocked. He was like,
Yeah.
"What?" I think they finished like 5th or 6th, and he was shook.
It was
Yeah,
beautiful. It was
yeah.
beautiful. And then my last clip is our serial killer face while dancing.
You hear me? It's got to be
Hear
him.
me?
So many Jeffrey Dahmer references today. I had no idea. I had no idea we were going to talk about Jeffrey
It's
Dahmer
just
so much.
so good.
I love Jeremy. Jeremy's so great.
They have a great attitude. They're great guys. All right, Joe and Ian, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Let's get to know Joe and Ian a little better. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's get to know more about you guys. You know, it's really hard. Like we see you on the race, but we really want to get to know you. So I have some questions. Are you dog people or cat people?
Dog.
Okay, do you have a dog?
No.
No.
It's
we
so
don't.
hard in New York City.
It's
Yeah,
hard
it
to see. We're always, flying out. We're always on the go. So it's tough. But When I see a dog in public, it's a full stop situation.
Yeah, we actually had a conversation. I'm like, Joe, we're going to see a lot of dogs when we're on The Amazing Race. We don't have time for you to stop and love on every single one.
Todd and Ashley, I'm like, now you want to encourage me? That's great, Ashley. That's great. All right.
Yeah, she says that he was giving her major attitude from the sidelines, waving his hands around and mouthing, hurry up.
Yeah, that's
All right.
Backstory, the backstories.
All right, Joe and Ian, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh.
We don't really do karaoke.
I can do like a Devil Went Down to Georgia, full
Okay.
lyrics, all of it. And I always opt for like alternative rock from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
If I was
some
gonna do
Green
it-
Day, some
Oh,
Blink
yes,
182. I love
Yes.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
I
are,
usually
like,
do
lyrics
yeah.
that are just so ingrained in my head. I'll never forget them, and I can just
Yeah.
recite the whole song right away.
Lewis, what's your karaoke go-to
Backstreet Boys,
karaoke
baby.
song?
Backstreet Boys.
You
Nice.
are my
No, it's not.
fire, the one.
It's I will survive.
that one too. That's another easy one. Yes,
No,
yeah.
no,
The I Will
no.
Survive always gets people on the
Yep.
dance floor. That one too. The lyrics are simple. Michelle's is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yes, the whole thing.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty good.
Well,
Mine-
now it's gonna be Peaches, right? Peaches,
Oh.
peaches.
No, because he says no one knows that song. They started playing in the Halloween party, and I told him to perform, and he said, "Nobody knows this song." Mike, what's yours?
Oh, I don't like karaoke.
Oh
That's my
wow!
boy.
And Mike's a singer. He's a singer.
I am a singer. I feel so weird because I went to school for music and I actually went to school for singing. And everybody always comes up to me and they're like, "You must love karaoke because you can sing all the time, can't you? Tell me, what are you gonna sing? What are you gonna?" I want to hear angelic voice, and I'm like, "I don't want to sing. This is
It's
too
just
much
like
pressure."
It's just like Michelle. Oh, you're a pitbull dancer. Yo, come on, don't dance.
Yeah.
Come on, Michelle.
Yeah.
They're playing
Like,
pitbull.
ah.
Fireball. All right.
I most likely
All
would do
right.
something by Stevie Wonder, most likely.
Nice. Disney songs are also a hit in karaoke for me.
Oh yeah,
Drop
this
some
is-
Aladdin in there.
Which movie?
So next question: pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
Ooh, good
Yeah,
one.
I can get into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get into it.
With the right other topic.
I love you.
Pineapple
We'll
always,
definitely get into
always
it.
pineapple on pizza.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's New Yorkers, Italians that they don't like fruit on pizza. Listen, in Colombia, we're Colombians, right? In Colombia, you put pineapple on everything.
Everything.
Oh,
Burger.
so good.
Anytime
Hot
I'm eating
dogs,
something
pizza.
and there happens to be a pineapple in there, I have the same reaction. I'm like, "Oh, is that a pineapple? Hell yeah!"
It's that sweetness with the sodium.
Tacos.
Delicious.
On tacos. it's my
Delicious.
So, good.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Would you rather go travel back in time and meet your ancestors, or travel to the future and meet your descendants?
favorite.
Ooh, that's a good
man.
one. I like that. a lot.
Back in time,
Back in time.
ancestors.
Same.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really? But you wouldn't want to see like the future? See what? Nah, maybe not.
Yes, your
No,
future.
go back in
use.
time, ask so many questions, learn from it.
Yeah.
There's I never met two of my grandparents because they passed before I was born. There's just like so many questions I have for them about their life and their trials and tribulations, and I would just love to just learn all about that and then apply it to my own life. And
Yeah.
that's
My
Great answer.
mom and grandma is Japanese, and so I would love to
Oh,
like
cool.
see that culture like 50, 100 years ago. I'm sure it was like wild.
That's
I would go to the
answer.
future. I would go to the future. I'd want to see what my legacy, I guess, what I created and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, you do have 14 sons, so
You know what? It's not my fault. I'm a
that
one-hit
bloodline
wonder.
is
Okay?
strong.
you got a lot of people to meet, Mike.
I'm a one-hit wonder. All right.
All right. And
Wait,
another-
Lewis, would you
yeah.
go? Would you go to the past or would you go to the future?
I think at first I wanted to go to the future, but I think Joe and Ian got like they
They
convinced me to
convinced
go
you?
to the past.
You convinced me.
There you go.
Just to see, yeah, because I like history. I like learning about history. I like,
Yeah, same.
I'm that dude that thinks about the Roman Empire all the time.
So weird.
I do. It's something that like just the movie Gladiator, shit like that. Like that's
Yeah,
so
that would
epic.
be wild.
Yeah, dude. Like they have lions in arenas. How the f did they get a lion in the first place to fight people? Like they just like it's so many things. I'm not gonna get into it. Anyway.
That and they like invented indoor plumbing and like the Romans did it.
Thank you. Yes. Like a world without plumbing or toilets.
Yeah,
like
you were
that
just
is
throwing the shit out of the
insane to
window.
me. That is
That's what you're doing.
yes. All right. And I guess one last question, guys. So you guys both watched The Amazing Race before you met each other. So how big of a fan were you guys before meeting? And have you applied before meeting each other?
Good question.
No to applying.
No
We
to
only
applying.
applied one time. That was together for this season.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh, one hit up.
One hit wonder.
And
Huge fans of the show.
yeah, huge fans of the show forever. And then doubled down on it during COVID, during lockdown, which, by the way, he moved into my apartment the week we went into lockdown.
What, before you knew about lockdown or after you knew about lockdown?
Before he moved in before, and then all of a sudden, boom, lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh,
4 days after we moved in, they were like, "All right, now you can't leave your apartment."
And how
You
long were you
guys
guys dating?
survived.
How long were you guys dating?
like
when you
2
moved-
years.
Yeah, I think we were.
Okay, so you guys knew each other well. It wasn't like, all right, it's 2 months and then you move in, you know. So all right.
Honestly,
that's cool.
so thankful for it because we were just locked in one place, not paying 2 rents and like not having to. So it was actually perfect. But during that time, not everything was about what's on TV, what are people watching. So we just rewatched all of the Amazing Races,
Nice.
all of the Survivors, and we were just like so into it. To a level that we weren't, even though we were, big fans before meeting each other.
Right.
This was a different level because now we're strategizing
It's every night.
Now we're talking about it. We're like, oh, you would crush that. You would suck at that. I would have to do it. Like
We would crush like 3 episodes a day.
Yeah.
We were like
Nice.
rolling through them.
love it.
Binging
Nice.
it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right,
So,
guys.
I have a
go ahead, go
question.
ahead.
So in the beginning of the episode, I see, oh my God, Andrea. Is it Andrea? Andrea and Milena.
Milena,
Sorry,
yeah.
Andrea and Milena, and they're wearing the cutest little hats.
oh my god,
Oh my-
They have the little hats.
The
Adorable.
Vietnamese hats, yeah.
Yeah, adorable. Which I would have never let Lewis spend money on anything. Not even he asked me one time for like Pringles or something or Red Bull. And yeah, our season money didn't really matter, but
But we didn't know that.
I wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
But did you guys spend anything on random or?
With your leg money.
Well, the tea is they didn't spend any money on those hats. They
Oh.
convinced Vietnamese people to give them to them.
Wow, nice.
Oh, I like that.
even to their likability, like they just put on such like this positive, fun energy that people are like,
Yeah.
yeah, have this.
But
Out
then
of
Joe and I were
towners,
like,
They're
towners.
so
we were
funny.
like, girl, what are you gonna do with that hat for the next
Girl.
next legs?
Yeah.
Like,
Are you running with that girl?
You guys are
and we didn't spend any money on really anything, I don't think.
No, except for like one meal.
So
in
we were
LAX.
so nervous because we made a cardinal error our first leg and getting to LAX. So they gave us our leg money and we were starving when we got to LAX. We were like, let's buy food because we had like an 8-hour wait before we got on our flight to Thailand.
Mhm.
So we bought airport LAX food and literally spent half of our leg money on 2 tuna sandwiches. And then we were like,
And we hadn't even gotten to Thailand yet. So we were so
my God.
nervous how much money we had.
well, that and we
Yeah.
went to the money exchange and we were like, let's sneak off and exchange our money so that like other teams don't see us. Maybe they'll forget to exchange their money and then have to do
Mhm.
that when they land at the airport. And that way we'll just get a little bit of a head start.
Yeah.
No,
love that
we
thinking.
exchanged our money. And then at the gate, people were like, should we pool our money together so we only have to pay 1 transaction fee? And they were like, yeah, let's do that.
Oh
so
my
we ate
god.
the full transaction fee. It was like $17.
oh.
It wasn't a strong start in the money department. So ever since then, we were like frugal.
And we thought we were so good. We were like, yeah, let's exchange the money here. Let's not tell other teams. Like, first of all, of course, every other team is going to do the exact same thing. Not only that, but they're going to do it better than us.
it was a tough first leg.
So good.
That's great, guy. Anything else? Any other
I've got a
questions?
question. I've got a
Yeah.
question. So in these 4 legs, who would you take out of these locations that you've been in these 4 legs? Who would you take your best friends? Where would you take your best friends to?
Mm.
I'm going to say Thailand. I mean, Thailand for us is very, very special because it's where we got engaged,
Nice.
which was, just like what, 6-ish months before the race.
Right.
And then, ripping open the envelope at the Biltmore Hotel in LA that said fly to Bangkok. That was so cool because
That's great.
it's so special to us already. And it's the first international destination on the race.
Of the show that we've loved for
Yeah.
20 years,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
So Thailand in general is just such an amazing place to us, very special. And we would love to bring people there.
Love that.
Love that.
And then, I don't know if we're going to close soon, but I also want to talk about Joel and Garrett real quick.
Oh,
Let's do it.
my boys.
Wait, the moment that I saw them go into the doll thing, for some reason, I was like, oh my God, they're going to be last. They're going to be last. And for them to get top 3, that was a special moment too for me. I like that. I was like, yeah, I love when people prove me wrong.
We were waiting to go into the detour and we heard them talking about wanting to do the portrait, but they were like, everybody else is doing the portrait. So like, there's not going to be any spots left. So we just have to do the dolls.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to do the portrait.
Yeah,
as you saw from the foot race with Todd and Ashley, literally everyone wanted to do the portrait. And unfortunately, we were the last one.
You guys were too
Exponentially
fast.
harder too.
Oh my
So
God.
much
We would have
harder.
done the same thing. We were talking about it. Like we always pick before they show the actual task. And we would have done the same thing.
Did,
Just on paper, it sounded easier.
Did Todd and Ashley say thank you to you guys?
Afterwards, yeah.
Todd especially, he's like, he went over the top out of his way to thank us so profusely.
Yeah. When we saw him for the finale, he did. Yeah.
But it was funny when we got to that last spot and then Todd showed up right when we did. He was like, is this it? Is there no more spots? I'm like, yeah, dude, there's no more spots. Get out of here.
That was so funny. That was so
See ya.
good. Bye.
Guys, we're gonna miss you guys. You guys are a tremendous couple.
Yes.
Amazing people.
Thank you.
You guys are great. Thank you so much for joining us this episode. Got every 22.
Yeah,
Whoa.
22 right now. I think we went up to
Is that a
24.
record?
I think it went up to 24.
I think so. I think we got a record here.
To our
Yeah.
audience. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We're getting better at this little by little. We'll see. I think you did a great job today. I think we're catching our stride here. Join in. We love you guys. And
we love you too.
We can't wait to see you for the
Part of the
finale.
family.
yes, we will see you in New York for the finale.
All right.
I'm gonna try to my best to make it. I'll be in DC, but I'll try to drive up.
You got to. You got to.
Do it, Mike.
Lizzo says goodbye. And we're still here.
There we go.
And they can still hear us. Dun, 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 dun.